Hey everybody, welcome back to Fiberjunkies. Fallout Mike D here along with Zorn, and maybe Captain Sunshine will join us a little bit later. Sure do. We will see how that one turns out. But we're back after an extended break here. Kind of been sucked into Dual Universe on our own here, and it's a little rusty. So, without further ado, I want to jump into what today is about. We have been getting some questions here about Dual Universe. What's been going on with this? I got a question the other day. A friend of mine that I played Eve with for a brief time was shot me a text over Discord and pinged me and said, "Hey, what's this game all about, man? I'm thinking about playing it. What's in there to do it? People are saying good things. People are saying bad things. What's this about?" I want to make a video to talk about it today. So we're going to do a couple of things that we do in game. We'll show you around a little bit and what it's about, the goods, the bads, and actually we're going to be joined a little bit later with DecoyGoatBomb, who has an interesting setup that he made in there. He's got a city called Freeport in there that we're going to go take a tour of and go check out. So today, what I'm going to do is preface this by saying, Dual Universe. We have gotten absolutely sucked into this game. I'm not sure if Zorn's in the channel here or not, but I think he can pretty much vouch that, it's a love-hate thing in some respects. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people get bored. Some people, they waffle back and forth. The thing I need to stress the most, the game is still in beta. People don't seem to get that. There's a lot of bitching on Discord right now. The game is in beta. They're still developing the damn thing. So there is a whole laundry list of things that are going on that they are still working on, but people act like this is a fully released game. It's not. It needs some polishing. It needs some love. There are things that that are going to appeal to some people, and some people are going to think that some of this is, not great. Who this game is for? We're former Eve players, and I would say we loved industry, we loved building, we loved market. If you were in Eve Online and building an industry was your kind of thing, this game may have some things that appeal to you. With let me see here, PvP, it's coming. It's a work in progress. This isn't a game where you're going to be running around trying to shoot everybody and jump into a ship and just start blasting fools. It just doesn't work that way. The PvP needs a lot of work. It is coming though. It's on the list of things to do. If you like industry and building things like in Space Engineers, this game might be for you. If you like Minecraft and building with little bricks and blocks of voxels and turning things into small bricks into bigger bricks, this game might be for you. It's really
If you
limited by
enjoyed
your
like the small child.
yeah. It's it there's you can be as creative as you want in this. It's kind of like that first day in Eve where I got a ship and I was like, well, what do I do? And the question is anything you want. You're limited by your imagination, really. And you're going to see where my imagination took me and where Zorn's imagination took our corp. So he kind of took over a whole tile. So let me jump in here, and I'm going to jump into game, and I'll show you, start by the opening screen here. All right, if it wants to come up. There we go. So immediately when you jump into the game, you're going to see the fact that it is, in fact, a beta game. And I'm going to go full screen on this one just so you can see. Get my beautiful face off there so it's not a distraction. You have a list of things that they are still working on. The coming soon stuff, they're going to be improving the visuals. They've already checked off a few things which I still think need some improvement. We'll talk about that patch a little bit later, which I'm sure has been beaten to death by every damn streamer out there. They're going to start putting in asteroid mining, new types of gems and ores. And then I've heard a lot about this automated mining thing. I have no idea what that's going to be about. There's not a whole lot of information coming out about that one. It's going to be, there's a lot of speculation. It remains to be seen. Reduction of unnecessary clutter needs to be done. Please. And this is what I'm going to say. NQ, please, I pray to God, get rid of the crap on the platforms. Get rid of the tall towers. Amen. Okay. So back to the game screen here. Organization assets. I hear there's a corporate wallet coming in. That's going to be nice, except they don't call them corps in this. They call them organizations. Let's see, floating containers upon death. That's going to be nice. Ability to give money to other players and organizations. That's going to be nice. Simplified mission system. They're going to be putting in a mission system in here. I have no idea how that's going to work. It could be kind of cool. It could be kind of cheesy. It's like I said, this game's got a long way to go. This is the one that everybody's talking about, the improved PvP experience and territory warfare, which also includes atmospheric PvP. With that being said, there is going to be, right now, there is PvP in space and inside of a space zone, or outside of a certain zone. I'm going to jump into game and I'll show you on the map here. There's a safe zone and then there's a spot where you can PvP. Will you actually PvP? It's got a ways to go along the lines of, can you actually catch people? Because right now there's a warp drive that's in play that you can warp from safe zone to safe zone. I hear a lot of complaints about the fact that there's just not a lot of going on in the way of PvP. You can't catch people. It's not challenging. And I'd say if you're going to go look for a fight, you can probably find one. There's usually campers in some areas. But when you go into the map here, you have basically, you're on one of these planets in here called Alioth. We'll get to all that in just a minute. This ring right here is the safe zone. If there is no PvP allowed in here, your weapons are disabled. You can't lock onto people and fire. That's just the way that it is. You go outside this circle to any of these areas out here, it is game on. People are likely waiting for you out there. Or they may catch you. They may not. You might find roots around them. You may want to fight them. Who knows? So it's really, right now, PvP is still kind of in development, and I've heard the actual gameplay for PvP has got a lot to be desired. I wish I had more experience about that right now. We'll get to that later in another episode because of the fact that I am still training up my PvP skills. The plan right now is going to be train these up, build a throwaway ship, and take a drunken Sherdu in to go fighting. And I think on a Friday night, that could be entertaining. What do you say, Zorn? Drunken Sherdu flying the ship while I fire the guns?
That's if you make it off the ground.
If we make it off... Exactly. Never know. So, okay. When you first get in, you're going to land and you're going to go through a tutorial. And this, I'm also going to say this. This is not a how-to video. This is more, what do I do in this game? What does it look like? How does it work? And I'll go through some basics, but I'm not going to go through a whole how-to. YouTube is your friend for that when it comes to building ships, building factories, fighting, you name it. There are more and more videos surfacing and people are making them, which is great.
There's also quite a few Discord channels that you can find other people that are usually willing to help you out.
Exactly, and that's one thing I love about this game. The community is awesome. You're going to get the occasional dingleberry that wants to go and bitch about the game or go on, politics. That's like every other global channel. But there is an in-game channel here called Support, which really isn't like a tech support channel. It is more of the players are all hanging out in there, and you can ask questions in there, and people will jump on and answer questions. But a lot of the times, there's also a Discord channel. Dual Universe has its own Discord where the admins, the GMs will hang out, the tech support guys will hang out in there. Then you can get some help, limited, but you may have to open up a ticket in some cases. But a lot of the players are always willing to help because they've all been in that starting position. We all know what it's like when you first start off and you're like, oh my God, how do I do this? How do I connect? Because some of this gets pretty complicated. You're going to start off, on a planet. Most people make their way over to this planet, Alioth, get off a sanctuary as fast as you can. Put down your territory unit and get out of there. If you want to finish your tutorial there, I know that the name Sanctuary gives you a warm and fuzzy, but ever since they created the safe zone, Sanctuary became kind of a pointless planet. So with this, you can go in and claim a tile. You get something called a territory unit, which I don't think I have any on me right now, but this is one I've already claimed. Here's the map, and you're going to get little hexes in these areas. You end up, anything that's gray like this, you can claim it. Anything that's red is owned by somebody. This happens to be our corp area right here. So you can start by claiming this area, and once you claim it, you can build buildings using what is called a core. And you start with a core. Let's give you a general idea here. I gotta find one here. If I use a static core like this, which I like my inventory. Like I said, not a how-to video, just basics. Use a core like this, put it down, name it, and then you can build with voxels, which are these little cubes made out of different materials. You can make all kinds of different materials. I'm going to show you something about that in a little while. There's a great tutorial when you first start off about how to make these voxels and how to build and things like that. Don't worry, it takes time to learn. Voila, I have a small wall. It's also how you build ships. There's a dynamic core, there's a static core. Static core stays on the ground. Dynamic cores you build ships with. There are great how-to videos on how to do this kind of thing. But this is what kind of building looks like. It's gonna take time. That's part of the fun of this. You will, build with different shapes and sizes. You have cubes, spheres, triangles, cylinders, and then you have like this weird shape that I've never used in my life. The interface takes a little time to get to know, but you'll build up a house, you'll build up ships once you want to do that. There are great videos on how to do that. Go ahead and pull this down. And eventually, once you start getting better, I started off with like a little platform and worked my way to a little hut. And now I have myself a little factory. And once you have voxels, or you don't even have to have voxels, you can use what are called elements, which are like engines and brakes, machines. It's very robust. This game has a lot of potential like that. This is my factory that I ended up building. And you can build factories that build things like engines, wings, warp cells, fuel. I have a fuel setup over here so that I don't have to make fuel in my backpack or buy it out of the markets anymore. Some storage hanging here. And this is kind of one of the fun parts about this game. You can actually program your elements and your constructs with something called a program board. And you can use Lua scripting to do this. And I don't actually program this myself because I suck. But people actually have a bunch of different scripts out there, and you program it to do whatever you want. And this one particularly has all the containers that I have in here and what they're making, all the different parts. It tells me when I'm getting low on them. It takes a while to get to this point. Zorn happens to figure it out pretty damn quick. So, if you like building, this game is definitely for you. You can spend hours working on one construct. I mean, I spent time working on this. Like I said, I started in a hut, worked it up to a nice big factory. I also built, this is actually one of the first ships over here that I built. Factories obviously stay on the ground. This was, I put this together out of voxels, adjusters to make it move side to side, up and down, engines on the back of it to go into both space and atmospheric engines. More on that a little bit later. Brakes. And, for my first construct, this damn thing flies pretty well. So, once you start putting a few hours into this game, your constructs start getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and say you want to start a corporation, or in this game, like I said, they call them orgs. I'm going to jump up to our org base up here, show you some of the bigger stuff that we've been working on. I know Zorn's up here somewhere. No, are you down at my base?
Yep, I was.
Well, Zorn's actually been tinkering with this for the last 2 days here, and he has been experimenting with the Voxel library, which I'm going to get into in 1 second, as well as adding new platforms, changing this thing around. We have a nice big factory up here. Now this is on a planet that's in the safe zone and where all the major market activity seems to happen. We have our fuel depot over here that, you know, the corp's welcome to come and get some fuel. We're making different parts, all kinds of different things here, and these are all storage containers for those parts. Got a whole row of machines, and I gotta say, Zorn did a great job on putting all this together and organizing it.
Organization is your friend in the industry department.
So I'm gonna go into build mode so I can fly around this thing and show you what it looks like, so I can square that down a little bit. But I love it when people, I'm hearing this argument, what is there to do in this game? It's only mining. Well, mining is a part of it, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But, I mean, really...
It's a means to an end, ultimately.
Yeah, you build parts, and kind of like the EVE markets, you sell these... You can sell these in the markets. Now people are saying, well, you can't do that unless you're a major corp. I'm not a major corp. We got, what, 4 people in this corp? 3.5 if Cody ever shows up. Which, I mean, he logs on for like 15 minutes and says, I'm bored. So, that's him. But ever since that patch came out, and they require schematics, let me get rid of this stupid, let's go back to my local screen.
It really did take a moment to actually process what needed to be done. You had to stop and think, what do I actually need? Do I really need to make everything? No, the answer is you need to make things that you need an abundance of.
Okay, when we first started this game, we were making everything under the sun. There was no need to go to the market. Absolutely none, because everything we needed, we could just plug it into a machine. Well, that wasn't... And let me also preface this by saying the game is produced by Novaquark. That's a company called Novaquark. We refer to them as NQ. So if you hear me calling about NQ, we're talking about Novaquark, the developers of this game. NQ decided they were going to take this a different direction and require schematics for all of these machines here. If you want to make something, it's going to require a schematic that you have to buy in the market, and it's going to cost you money, and it's going to range from cheap to ungodly expensive. Well, there were a lot of players that threw a shit fit about that, including kind of us, because I got to admit...
Come on! Yeah! Yeah!
You were not.
Hey, thank you for the follow. There were a lot of people that really got upset, and we really put our heads in our hands, kind of taking a step back for about, I don't know, what would you say it was, about maybe about a week or so, trying to figure out what we were going to do.
We waited to see what they were going to do as far as if they were doing any price adjustments. When they did, they listened to what the community was saying, which is, hey, we understand you need to do this, but it's a little expensive for a startup cost. Is there any way to bring it down? And then they brought it down, was a lot better. We were able to get going after that. And we just kind of worked as a team, which is Fallout bought some, I bought some. Put them in a pile together, make something with it, move forward. And then little by little, we got back to where we were.
Yeah, it really did not take long to get back. And people were like, well, you can't do this unless you're a major corp. Well, you really can. You know, go out and mine a little bit and, you know, make a few money, buy a schematic, make something. And I will say this, some people did come in and crash the damn markets. It's going to happen, but it can't stay down forever. So, you know, we're just kind of patiently waiting. And it comes down to, what do you want to do? Do you want to sit there and bitch about the game? Is that why you're playing it? Or do you want to have some fun with it and get sucked into something? Personally, I'm having fun building, and you can see that so is Zorn making boats. Zorn got himself a mining Exxon Valdez up there, which carries a lot of containers, and he spent a lot of time working on that one. He likes the hover types of vehicles. Here's the thing too, you can make ships, and I'm going to do a separate stream on this one later on, where I really want to interview Captain Customs, because he makes the most insane ships. But if not, I'm definitely going to do a tour of the showroom where these players are building ships and selling them for decent amounts. But I mean, that Horizon, I have one and Zorn has one. It is probably one of the most amazing ships I ever bought. I'm going to show you another one that I bought later on too.
The second most upvoted ship on the Creator website that they currently have, which is DU Creator.org.
Fjord is saying it takes a while to figure out what I want to make. XL space engines, maybe the thing after my significant base build out. And you are right. That's the thing. I hadn't used an Excel space engine until I got the Horizon, and that thing's got militaries in it. 2 XL spaces that are militaries. That thing has got some serious get up and go. I mean, that thing gets up out of here like you woke up with a 2 on a Saturday morning. I mean, that thing just freaking goes. So I would say if you can afford the schematics for the militaries, that might be the way to go on that one. But definitely, I mean, if you're going to get the regulars, it's hard to go wrong with that. Rare maneuvers or military? Yeah, definitely. So, back to what we were saying here. Let's go see the library. This is one that Zorn also put a lot of time in on. Was we have a library on the base here.
Recently remodeled as of today.
And recently remodeled. He made it bigger and added some new things. But what you can do with these is people have put in a lot of time to make different shapes that are not available in the game. With what you can do on these, you can actually copy these and paste them onto your ship in the material and colors that you want. This is a reactor where you can make different shapes and stuff, and you have to watch a crazy YouTube video on how to use one of these. I don't have the patience or balls to use this thing just yet. I will definitely try eventually, but I mean, they've got things in here like you can make hallways for your ships, and my ship is actually on another planet. I may go get it in a little while just to show you the one that I was tinkering with. I'm no expert, but I've had a lot of fun trying to make ships, and I'm getting better at it, to be honest with you. So yeah, there's our Voxel library. These are available. I'm going to show you one of the places where you can get it because there's a base next door to us that moved in. Very popular guys, nice guys from what I can tell. I mean, they look like a fun group. It's the BSC Block Warehouse moved in across the lake from us, and yeah, they're kind of cool neighbors. They do things like they put on a sculpture contest. They have ships for sale over there. Their Voxel library is outstanding. So we're still working on a couple of things here. I'm going to go over and get a ship and just show you. Actually, before I do that, since I'm going to just briefly show you, you keep talking about mining Fallout. What's this like? And I'm not going to go mining for 4 hours. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to go to a tile that's not mine. That could take a while. Here's what I'll do. I'll go out here. Go out in the ocean.
You can just come right over to this tile. I have it flagged. Or you can run out in the water.
I'm just going to run out into the water because people are going to ask if I go underwater, am I going to die? The answer is no.
Nope.
You are wearing a spacesuit.
You can jump out of Fallout's ship in orbit if you want to, if you think he's going to crash.
That's another great point. You do not take any damage in this game yet. You can jump out of ships at high altitude. You can jump off of buildings. You don't take damage. Mr. DecoyGoatBomb, welcome to the stream. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Hey, it's great to have you on, man. I'm glad to finally talk to you on voice.
Yeah, of course.
So what we are doing today, I received a message, and I'll explain it to you here. I got a message from a buddy from EVE Online, which I used to play, and nice guy. He wanted to know what there is to do in this game. And I've heard other people kind of pissing and moaning and saying, all there is to do is mine. And I beg to differ because I've seen some great things that people are doing in this. And let me move all this over so I can get out of this hole. And when I think about this, I think about people who are being creative in this and doing some really, really cool things. And your guys' Freeport City came to mind. So I really wanted to come on and show people what that looks like and know mining is not the only thing there is to do in this game. Would you agree?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing thousands of hours of mining.
I can only do it for about an hour or so, and to be honest, then my eyes start crossing. I want to go to sleep, and it's like, maybe it's movie
Do
time.
marathon mining for a few days and then refuse to touch a single rock for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they need a better interface for this, but let's do this.
I feel like the game is what you make of it, right? It's like,
Exactly.
you know.
What I'm going to do is right now is just basically showing what mining actually is. Just going through some basics of what this game looks like, what it is to do, what people build, and then I was going to head over to your guys' city and take a look here. I'm trying to dig myself out of this hole. I'll go back into mining a little bit later because, I mean, that's the painfully obvious thing to do in this game. So let me dig out of here, and then I'm going to jump in my ship and fly over. Zorn might be over, VR over a little bit later, but are you down with giving us a little tour of what you guys did over there?
Yeah, no problem.
And they're also right next door to the, am I pronouncing it right, the Hedronic Voxel library?
Yeah, because Grim's actually part of our org. Like, he's one of the legates in our org. So.
That, I got to tell you, man, when I first went over there, I'm still kind of new at this game. I've only been in maybe about 3-4 months. But, I mean, playing almost daily.
Right.
No, there's no almost, liar.
Yeah, been kind of sucked into it. I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of addicted. But I lost my train of thought with that one. Sorry, trying to multitask here, get back to my ship and get over here. But how long did it take him to build that library? That was absolutely amazing when I first walked over there and saw that one. Whether it was the library itself, the structure, or the the artwork outside of it.
Funny thing is, that's actually the third time he's built it.
You're kidding?
No. He built it once and then tore it down and moved it, and then when they wiped the servers after alpha, he built it again. And then he built it. Yeah, he built it 2 more times basically, but he builds it from scratch every time, which is insane. So.
Oh, because you can't carry a blueprint, huh? Like when they do the
Well,
wipes.
he can't. Lining up blueprints is almost impossible right now. So doing that many blueprints of a large core of, I don't know, probably like 12 large cores is very difficult. So
No kidding.
not really worth it.
As
Right on.
evident with my copy-paste adventure today. I'm like, I really want this to be part of our base. However, I enjoy symmetry. So copy-paste.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm all fueled up, and actually, let me put some more warp cells in the tank here. And you guys are on Teoma, if memory serves, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, for those of you watching, you can slow boat a lot of the ways here. You can also use what's called the warp drive. Smaller ships like this little warp shuttle here is amazing, but warp cells cost money, and the heavier your ship, the more warp cells it takes. Translates to every 100 of them is about 1 million. I keep wanting to say ISK. Man, I got to get out of EVE Online. Quanta.
Something with a Q.
Okay, so I'm going to head over to their planet, which is Teoma, and I have the Hedronic Voxel library bookmarked.
Yeah, it's right across the water from that. So.
And the ship that Fallout is filing today is called the Light Skipper Courier, and if you wish to purchase one, you can talk with Toby1 Kenobi. He's your guy.
Sorry, Fjord, I missed your messages there. I got kind of sucked in. I'm not sure which one is Z1's HQ. We're over near Alioth 11. Okay, we're going to set warp point here. I'm going to lose my desto. Okay, so sorry guys, I probably should have shown you what atmospheric flight is like. We are out of the atmosphere and now we're kind of in orbit. There's a trajectory marker. Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting there, man. I'm kind of on the other side of Alioth, so it's going to take me time to get over towards your guys' place.
Oh, I'm building, so don't worry. I'm always doing something better. All good.
Now, for those of you who have never seen this before and what spaceflight is like, we are over the planet Alioth, which is probably the most unforgiving planet out there and is arguably trying to kill you on a daily basis. So, this one, you got to watch the gravity. Every other planet has slightly less gravity, but this thing will suck you in and you will pancake your ship. At least 5 times.
Well,
Trying
I'd
to
like
get
try
back
the
in.
DPS alley off. It hasn't worked out yet.
I have definitely tried to apply maximum DPS to this damn planet. Why do I not have that as my warp point? We did say Teoma, right? Set warp point. There we go. Okay, so, I mean, I was going to try and give you a little bit of time to put the kids to bed and everything. I was going to show these guys what something like Market 6 looks like. Where...
Yeah, I mean, there's no rush for me, so.
Well, I mean, since I got you on here, but you got places like... now that becomes the average atmospheric experience. I'm not sure what the average atmospheric experience is, but I don't think Alioth is going to change much because they're saying that they're not going to change the safe zone much. However, that could change. You never know with NQ. It could change. What they are going to do is they're talking about opening up another system, and they are talking about atmospheric warfare, which nobody has a clue what that's going to be like. Which I know that Decoy's got something he was telling me about with his city. I'm going to let him go into that one later as soon as I get over there, because that is actually a great point, is something that they're talking about for their city. But when you look at someplace like Market 6 and the clusterfuck that it is over there, pardon my language, I mean, it's just littered with ships and people abandoning stuff and people putting up weird Russian advertisements and German stuff. I mean, it's just...
And thousands of containers for no apparent reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, just stuff hovering everywhere and towers trying to kill you that are ranging to like 12 kilometers in the sky. I mean, it's a mess. And then what you guys are doing over here, it's one of the most appealing things that I saw was the fact that it's like a nice place to live where people are selling stuff. You've kind of got your own markets, and it doesn't look like the big clusterfuck. I mean, it's really damn appealing. So you guys did a beautiful job with that. I'm going to land over there in 1 second and show what they've done over there because I'm really impressed for one.
Yeah, there's a funny thing with the NQ markets is they have those like giant plazas. And that's great for parking, but it just ends up being like just a pile of ships, and I refuse to do those kind of giant things because then it just welcomes people to just pile ships up. So it's a way for us to kind of keep it organized. So it's actually limiting parking, spreading out the parking, basically, like spreading it out throughout the city, you know.
That was actually going to be one of my questions. Do you guys charge for parking?
There is a plan to put down the repair units and have hangars where you basically park your ship in there and pay to, you know, park it there while it repairs, essentially. But they're still going back and forth on getting repair units to work properly. So
I think that's what happened
Also-
with Market 6 the other day. Did you hear about that whole thing where people were getting caught in this endless loop of logging off?
Oh no.
They're getting the they're getting the respawn over and over and over. And I think that
okay.
I've heard that if you have a repair unit up, that it logs people off within like a 2-kilometer radius of the place.
Oh my god, it's like an EMP.
Yeah, it actually was. So I think somebody weaponized it and put it at Market 6 because I noticed that it just came up in...
Wow.
What is that? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Too many things going on at one time here. I'm not used to people actually jumping in here and really getting into this game. Yeah, geosynchronous weapon platforms for atmospheric warfare Overwatch. I would love to see that. I'm kind of curious how we're going to be able to protect our territories when atmosphere warfare comes out. They've got to be able to put gun emplacements up, but I mean, at the very least, I mean, people are going to have to form up and protect.
Yeah, I mean, they have said that they're going to have probably some kind of warning system. So if your territory gets attacked, you're going to get a warning. You know, maybe 24 hours before they can attack, type of thing.
That would be interesting, but let's say that I'm stuck at work and somebody decides to, you know, hover over my place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll see. I don't know. JC said multiple times that they're gonna prefer to, or they're gonna favor the defender. So it's not just gonna be this kind of Rust style like raids every time, you know. constantly.
The minute
Every
this
20
game,
minutes when the person logs off.
yeah, the minute this
Yep.
turns into Rust, it's gonna, be a, abandoned ship fest.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not interested in that kind of situation.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people are here. I mean, the
Yeah.
players right now, for the most part, are helpful with each other, whether it's in Discord. And guys, you gotta understand, there are tons of communities out there. He's got his, Decoy's got his community out there for the people who live there. Shit, I'm going a little too fast here. There's a Discord server itself where people are jumping in and helping. There are people who are shipbuilders, like the creative shipbuilder. What's it called, Zorn?
The DU Creators Organization.
Yeah, the DU creators. I mean, they're constantly building ships, and they've got all kinds of stuff going on in there. The communities are growing, and that's one thing that I'm kind of interested in with you guys over here. Is it sounds like you guys got a pretty good community going as well.
I always talk about us basically hitting critical mass, where we have enough stuff for people to want to hang out, and then that will generate people who want to be there more, and we're starting to hit that right now, where just more people making more stuff makes more people want to move in and make more stuff. So,
Well, I mean, you got off to a great start. You even got an IKEA, so.
oh yeah, that's essential. The IKEA was one of the first things. So, yeah,
That
that's
was-
an IKEA.
Dude, that was too funny when I first saw that, and we saw that right when we rolled up.
Oh yeah, it's actually run by Swedes too, so it's even better.
Oh, that's
That was
funny.
the first thing I saw as I was crossing the lake from the Voxel library. I was like, is that an IKEA?
Hmm.
I'm like, that is an IKEA.
Yeah, they've moved into the city now, but it still has the Swedish colors, so it's great.
Well, the reason I flew over instead of VRing over, I should have just VR'd over, but I wanted to show, a little bit about what spaceflight looks like on this thing, and, the time it takes with warp drive and slow boating, which I'm not slow boating through the PvP zone in this. I have no desire to get shot at tonight.
Makes sense.
I saw a message come up, but I can't answer it because I'm going to burn up in the atmosphere. So I will answer you in just 1 second. Let me scroll this down here a little bit. Be accepting of a Rust approach. Also, Lord and Savior.
Underground bunkers. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, we were actually talking about putting it underground. That would be kind of fun.
Well, I know at least for us, we don't shy away from conflict, but also, we don't also like jump out and be the aggressors either. So I think when Atmo PvP comes in, we're gonna mainly focus on defense, basically.
Oh, that'd be cool. Now, first of all, what corp are you guys in?
So TTC is the main org in the city. Like that's the central tower. There is like the TTC tower, and that kind of is an umbrella org for a lot of ones around the lake, like Grimm's library and all that. So yeah, we're definitely the main group, like basically building the infrastructure. So
Cool. How many people would you say are around in your guys' group?
in TTC or the
Just
city?
like average ballpark. Yeah, TTC in the whole place. I mean,
I mean, TTC would probably have maybe 10 to 15 people active, like pretty much daily. And then I would say the city, I mean, it fluctuates. Some days we'll have like, 2 people and roaming around, but then some days we'll have tons of visitors and tons of, people building and all that kind of stuff. So it varies quite a bit, but yeah, we've had some orgs moving in and some of the orgs that moved in coming back recently, so population's getting higher.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, the residents of the city I'm flying to right now, do you guys have a lot of residents there? Is the building still new? Or the city still new?
I mean, we've been building the city since the beginning of Alpha, so
Oh, wow.
or the beginning of Beta, sorry. So yeah, I mean, it's not new, but it's definitely still building up,
All right, I'm trying to I came down and overshot the city. Now I'm trying to correct. So I'll be right there. I'm almost there. I'm 10 kilometers out.
Oh, no worries. I have one of those light skippers. It's yeah, if you don't fly it right, it can get really hairy really fast.
Well, I absolutely love this ship. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's
ooh,
great.
shit. A little fast. Okay.
Just on the layout, they can get hairy real fast.
Okay, we're gonna go check this one out later, which is the Hedronic library we were talking about earlier. That's right in front of us here. Now my question's gonna be, where do you want me to park?
So there's these large core plazas. One of them's pink and one of them's like a beige. Those are the easiest places to park. You can also park on top of those towers that are on the road where you'll see the strips coming in. There's also a hangar you can land in inside the central tower. Pretty much anywhere.
Find a flat spot and don't crash. Pretty much is what he's saying.
I'm still getting to know the city here, so
That's the cool part, is when it's big enough that you can get lost.
yeah, that's
Poor Sherdu. He was so lost.
oh god, that was funny.
He was about 20 steps behind us on the tour we did the other day.
It's funny.
All right, I'm gonna park on the big pink one here, and if I can get my ship to stop.
Yeah, I'm always showing people around and leading them around via text, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, we were thinking about getting you on voice that night. We're like, you know, why didn't we think about that?
It's fine. It's just very slow, and I'm, it's like, because I'm also doing other things, and like I manage all the RDMS here too, so people are constantly pinging me like for rights to whatever.
All right, guys, welcome to Freeport City here, and I think that's him in front of me right there. So if you want to tell me all there is to do in this game is mine, then come take a look at what these guys are doing here. This is a city that they are building and leasing out to players. You can come out here and talk to Decoy, and he will lease you a spot, whether it's a place to live or a place to set up a shop, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So I'm going to follow you and show me what you got here.
Well, yeah, like I said, these plazas are, there's going to be 4 of them at least, because everything's kind of symmetrical. There's a city plan, basically.
So these guys have
these,
like right here, these shops right here, this fuel bin, anybody can come in and buy them. It's like an own little market. It's not locked down to just their corp.
Yep. And you actually, over here by that scrap the scrap and fuel you were just at, there is a vending machine as well. So this has a little dispenser here.
Oh wow, warp cells.
So this is a dynamic, so we can move it wherever we want. So so you can move that around to fit whatever, because it basically sells one item at a time. So you can, if you don't want an entire shop, if you just want to sell one thing, you can just do that.
Cool. That would actually be interesting. All right, see, now I can see you. All right, I'm following you.
This is our local electronics place.
So Skippy
It's
here
like our
has-
Circuit City.
So you set up small detection zones, programming boards. So you guys don't even really need a marketplace in here, although the player markets that they're coming out with soon hopefully would. They gotta get these detection zones. Yeah, they are talking about coming out with player-based markets here sometime soon. But I don't know how long that's going to take, and I think that could end up being kind of a mess with some of the players that are out there.
So we're just trying to build little, like we just started building this. Apparently he has a detection zone here as well.
So we bar and restaurant here?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Pub. You keep getting close now. Okay. It's still a work in progress, but yeah, we're not doing a lot of heavy RP kind of builds, but some of it,
Well, I mean, it could be kind of a cool place for for people to come and hang out and meet and stuff.
Yeah, totally. So this is kind of our market district. So this is where a lot of the shops will be. I just threw these up. Right now, these are just facades. So there'll be 3 more shops here.
But the facades, I mean, this looks like, especially with like the lights and stuff over there, this looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's kind of fun to just, you know, in an RP type of way. Looks really cool.
Yeah, we were aiming for that kind of, what is it, like cyberpunk, but almost like a little bit of cyberpunk, a little bit of, what is it, the Star Wars ride at Disney, the Star Wars. Yeah.
See, I kind of wanted to put in a wing store in here too. I was thinking about calling it Wingstop. I don't know what these guys called it. But
Wingstop. That's great. I just named it
Lift and Twist.
I just named it that temporarily. Oh.
The first suggestion's free.
I like
That's
it.
for you.
But yeah, we have ammo shop here.
Lost you. Where'd you go? Up there you are.
You have to make it through security first.
Now, I love it. Yeah, apparently I'm rejected. I'm a terrorist threat or something.
Should be public access. That's weird.
Now, I'm going to note something here. It is impossible to find ammo in this game. This is probably the only place I've seen ammo for sale.
Interesting.
On the markets, now I don't know, that could be different now, but I haven't seen ammo on the actual markets. You have to make your own, or people just aren't selling it.
I think it's because a lot of people who use it are going to making themselves, like big PvP orgs are going to make their own ammo, you know?
Well, they're not going to sell it to the people who are going to shoot it at them, too. That's kind of Zorn's MO in Fallout, is like, you know, I'm not going to, you know, sell PvP weapons to people who are going to come back and try and hack me up with it.
Right.
Engine shop. Nice.
The standard engines, so.
No militaries or...
No, those are going to be special order. It's mostly things we can keep in stock easily.
Yeah, those would be flying off the shelves, especially if you sell them at a Get Lit. I loved this place. That was... I remember when Shirty walked in, he and I both cracked up when they saw this, the light shop, where you can buy all the different lights in here, square lights, and it's called Get Lit.
Yeah, Northlord, who was following us around a minute ago, he actually built this. So he's one of our legates as well. We also kind of threw out these for color temperatures, like common color temperatures for actual real life lights, and their RGB values. Just like a little bonus thing to help you out.
Right on.
But yeah, there's a lot of little things like trying to put these public, you know, like VR stations around, and little things like, the biggest thing is we want to put out like facilities, right? It's like things that people are actually useful to people.
Hey, you guys even got a church, though. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a new condo building.
Now this is like for one person to lease, right?
And not the whole building. No, there's
okay.
There's a sample room up here, actually, if you want to check it out.
Sure.
It's on the first floor, so don't worry.
You know, I get winded walking stairs these days. I've been home with you know, lockdown from COVID. So I'm a little.
So basically, so he'll lease these like rooms, and then you can decorate it however you want. So we'll put like a core inside. Basically put the floor on a separate core, and then you can decorate it however you want from there. That way the building doesn't get affected, but you can, you know, make it your own kind of thing. And you're the only one. You can control the access, you know.
Oh, that's cool. So you can put up a door and lock people out of it if you wanted to. Or there's already a door. Yeah,
the door would be on the core, so that way, you know, yeah, you can control who comes in, you know.
Cool. I mean, honestly, there's no way people are going to come in and steal your stuff anyway. The only thing is, if you left your porn out on the nightstand or something, that might be a problem.
So this is our city center, basically. So when you go into VR, is where you land. And this kind of has all of our maps and stuff. You'll see these little maps on screens.
Dude, they got a map of the whole city here. This is so cool. Where'd the map go? I lost it.
There's one over here, right here, where I'm standing. Or on that support thing over there, the steps.
Oh, there's Decoy. I lost you and the map.
Here you go.
And I don't know if you can see this or not, but you're getting like some pretty cool comments here in the chat. So you got a map right here of this city right here. And one guy, Fjord, is saying that the only problem he has with places like this is he has to reduce his settings just to fly near it. And if you think you have to reduce your settings for this, I don't know, man. You haven't been to Market 6 lately. That place, it sucks. But you know, I can see it. I mean, settings can be a problem in this game. It is a resource hog.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing is also again, how we're building the city is like not for you to fly your like medium core all around the city. It's for you to, it's for you to essentially park somewhere and then either walk around or, take out your little, like hover ship and, ride around. Or take public transit, which is this.
This is too cool, guys. You got to see this. Now, our shirt got locked in here. That was really funny. But this is something they programmed with. You guys programmed this with Lua, right? That makes stops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is their monorail and tram that they have that goes through the city and stops in different spots. This isn't something you buy in the markets. This is something that these guys made by hand. So, I mean, this thing's cruising throughout their city and then is programmed to stop at certain areas. Now, if you want to tell me all there is to do in this game is mine, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Because you can get creative and make shit like this. And it's a nice little lake view.
So eventually this will be public, so you'll be able to take control of it, and the instructions are here. It tells you which stop, so you'll basically hit the piloting unit and then hit which stop you want to go to. We're still working out the kinks, so that's the only reason it's not public right now. But
yeah, I was going to say, is that going to be available to anybody who comes in? They can take that.
That'll be public access, yeah.
I can see a few kinks in there in trying to, make sure that people don't screw with your
people
Lua.
Don't break it. Yeah, it's that's the hard part.
Yeah, no joke. Okay, so what are we looking at now?
So these towers that they're every 5 cores on the main roads, and these are kind of like the transport towers. So that's where the tram will stop. So you can, there are like apartments to rent in these. And then basically you get the closest thing to the mass transit, which is, I don't know if anybody lives in the city, that's a legit thing.
So now I'm confused. Now with this one, do you rent like one of these little small rooms, or do you rent the entire tower?
Mm-hmm. No, you rent one of the rooms. Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you go down one level, down to the, there's one that's actually fitted out. Somebody actually lives in this one. So.
We have a comment here that says, I'm eager to see how the complex code is going to be to have for a train to turn. That was by far and away one of the smoothest trains I've seen in the game, is what he said. So, yeah, I mean, are you able to get that thing to turn with the coding?
It can turn, but it has to go to a stop and then turn, then go to the next stop. So
if a player wanted to rent one of these rooms, or at least one of these rooms in the condo here, what does that run them?
I mean, for this one, usually you have like a move-in fee, and it's like the penthouse one's like $5 mil to move in, and it covers like the first month, and then it's $2 mil after that.
Oh, okay.
So trying to not trying to gouge people, but like just like a decent price.
No. I'm if people wanted to move in here, I mean, you guys have built something here that's pretty awesome, and it's not for me to judge prices because you guys put a lot of work into this. So I'm just trying to give the viewers an idea of, they wanted to come here and hang out and meet a community. What does that kind of cost them? So it gives people an idea what to look for.
I mean, it comes with storage. So because the biggest thing is like our org is always trying to set stuff up to help new players. I mean, that was our initial, even though we're out of the safe zone or whatever. But it's always trying to provide things to elevate other players, which is something we're trying to do anyway. But those apartments come with storage, so at least if a new player comes in and they don't want to build a base, they can just come there and just move right in and start playing.
That's awesome. Yeah, for new players, this kind of thing can be kind of daunting to want to build a house. I mean, you start off with some place to go in a community to go to. That's huge.
Yeah. But yeah, this we also lease out like factories here too. Again, if you don't want to just build a factory in a box, because most people do, you just end up in just a giant cube and that's it.
Dude, I love the drawing
very
down
fancy
there.
box we have.
Yeah, but like that large core one behind you over to the northeast is one of the ones that will like drop down, and that can be a factory people can use.
Fjord just made a great comment here too. He said you could very easily provide a new start to players with a shuttle service. So if you guys shuttled people back and forth, or shuttled people to this place to get them over here, that would be a huge thing. That's not a bad idea there.
That's what Grim used to do. That he actually has a school bus. He would go pick up people off on Alioth and bring them over.
That's awesome. No, I saw the bus for the library. So there is a shuttle that goes to the library that you can get. Now I don't know if they're going to transport all your crap over here, but as a new player, I don't know how much you have to begin with. Now,
we've moved people over here before, so if you need help, we would do that.
And one of the things too is there's so many players in this game that love to help out new players. I mean, you don't have to look much farther than some of the chat rooms or even the support chat in game to see that people love to jump in and help out.
Yeah,
it's one of the things I love about this. Now, Zorn, when you look around this city, what don't you see?
A billion ships all piled in a single square.
There's that too, and nor do I see ads with crazy Russians or Borat on them.
Yeah, well,
or
we definitely curate it.
Yeah,
we definitely curate it, and when you own the territory, you can maneuver stuff. So if you do something obnoxious, it's going in the water.
Love it. Yeah, no, actually, there is industry in here. They have spots that you can put up small factories in here, or large factories. You got medium core factories, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we offer both. Yeah, we actually building a small one as well now. So
here's what this thing looks like going from the outside cruising. Zorn's surfing the tram here.
Love it.
And they got if you do enter the city, I think there's a QR code right here for their Discord. I'm not sure if it'll work if you try to scan it through this video, but there it is.
Yep.
And by the way, this is going to end up being a YouTube video, so I'll give you the link afterwards, and we'll throw in whatever contact information you want me to throw in there.
Cool. But yeah, if you look at these signs, it will tell you the East District, the West District, South District, North District. It'll kind of tell you what the focus of them is. So one of them's commerce, one of them's industry, one of them's
oh wow, knowledge district.
Knowledge.
What kind of stuff is in the knowledge district?
So that's basically Grim, who runs the library, also manages that kind of district. So anything that's like Voxel libraries, Lua libraries, org like whatever outpost kind of things, like anything that's not selling something, and that kind of not selling something, not making something. It's just like knowledge based.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So shrines like our spaghetti. You gotta come in here and
there's the
say hello to the spaghetti monster.
Oh, where's the spaghetti monster? Oh.
Have you been inside the basement of this place?
No, I haven't. I didn't know there was a basement.
Over here.
Oh, I was wondering if there was more to this building. Is this where you sacrifice new players?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So it's actually funny. We in Alpha we we were one of the winners of the the puzzle contest, and it was a temple. It was like the rite of the neophyte, and we're totally gonna do some puzzle stuff inside the city where you'll do like a puzzle throughout the city and kind of find clues, and this place will probably have something to do with it.
This is going to be more of an escape room for me. I'm going to try to figure out like how to get out.
The white with the pure white walls. Yeah.
Yeah, no joke, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is you even have an escape room here. How cool is that?
We have a work in progress real estate office over here.
Oh, that was actually really cool when I saw that.
Yeah, we're still need to set it up, but we sell a lot of the buildings that you see in the city. Like we'll sell all of those and sell blueprints.
Yeah,
but we do it by hand. But
kept trying to make the dispenser will into existence. It's like, give me the blueprint.
Yeah, the blueprint is not. But yeah, we're gonna set up some graphics and stuff where it'll show stats about it and that kind of stuff, and then be able to buy it from the dispenser there.
Well, that's pretty cool. So I mean, I'm trying to go through glass here. So where would I find the industry spaces where you can set up a little factory, and an example of one that somebody has set up?
Oh, yeah, right over here.
Because that was actually one of the questions we had in chat here. And yeah, this is a crazy interesting game. It's robust as it is, and I know they're going to make some changes with it, but it's still in beta. It's got a lot of potential. So it's one of those stay tuned type of things, and it's kind of fun to get in on the ground floor or something like this. There's a lot.
I just took over this one.
Oh, okay. So this is what a factory space is going to look like, and they'll let you put in, when you lease it, within reason, as long as it's, not obnoxious.
So this is on a medium core. It covers, not the entire medium core. We don't always build to the entire build box because it just limits your design.
Oh, so somebody does have a factory up. There it is.
Yes, this is somebody who lives in one of the Levity Towers and also is leasing the factory. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that actually the IKEA building as well. Did you? I guess we didn't go in the IKEA.
We haven't seen the IKEA building yet. It's 2 down. Huh?
This the blue and big blue and yellow.
I keep losing it. There you go.
Sorry.
You guys are missing. You guys are missing a strip club.
We have one. It's just hidden, and it's a club because it can't be that. We do have a police force and a.
Hey, you got cops too. There you go, Chris. You're in. You can come out here with us. There's cops here.
So actually, I can show you this real quick. Since this area is the industry district, so this is the industry exchange building, which I haven't finished yet. I'm still working on it.
Oh, this was so cool. I love this conveyor belt in here.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be, this is where you buy and sell all the things that relate to industry. So you'll be able to buy industry units, products, parts. When they add the recycling ability to recycle items, I might do a reclamation section as well. Like you bring in parts and break them down and get the parts out and stuff.
So these guys, if you're watching this and it's your first time trying to figure out what this game is about, these are the actual parts right here that you put on ships. That's a space engine, that's a fuel tank, and these are some of the decorative items and a few other little things. But I mean, they have them stacked here. These are called elements. They're what you put on your ships. I'm sorry if I'm insulting your intelligence for the guys who actually play this game, but I am trying to make this for people who are asking what this game is about. That's an adjuster. It makes your ship turn. I mean, but they've got them all laid out on this conveyor belt, and that is a cool ass display.
Yeah, I built this building. I mean, I'm just one of the builders, but I built this building. I built all those the buildings you said look like futuristic on the West District as well. But we have 3 or 4 main builders that do things around here.
That is cool. Now I got to take the viewers back to IKEA because I didn't get a chance to stick my head in IKEA.
Oh yeah, we'll go in there.
It's a big blue building next door.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The IKEA. Right. They actually have an IKEA because you can buy you make furniture and you can have it decorate your house. So these guys actually have an IKEA built with the furniture stuff. And you said they were actually Swedish?
Yep. Actually, we can take the tram down to their base real quick and check it out. They're
But see,
pretty
they
big.
actually, I love it. They have the toilets up there because, I mean, what's really funny is you can actually sit on the toilets and the shower
Yes.
and all that stuff. There's not much you can do. And honestly, I think you should, if they're going to put this stuff in, I think it should be a requirement that your tune has to stop mining after an hour and pee. Got dressers and stuff. You can put all this stuff in your rooms in your houses.
They're gonna add more there soon, so they're gonna add a second floor where they're gonna sell, I think, ship parts, I believe. So
If my FPS are dipping, it could be a number of different things. It could be the network around here, or it could just be the fact that this game is such a resource hog. Trying to run this and a stream at the same time is incredibly intense.
yeah, you definitely have to have a decent setup.
Yeah, I have a newer graphics card, and it's pretty big, and it still has a hard time running this damn thing.
One pit stop before we go over there is so the North District is our kind of like municipal district. So this building on the left is going to be our visitor center eventually. Move the VR station over there and have like all the information to get around and stuff.
I like
This
how
is
you
our
did the
post office.
arches. That's pretty cool.
So this is like where if you move in the city, you can basically request a mailbox.
Oh,
And
the
basically
post office.
everybody can put stuff in, but you're the only one who can take stuff out. So it's like a asymmetrical barter type of thing. So it's there's so many times where somebody's like, hey, can you give me this thing? And then they're like, well, I'm about to log off, So we just made a post office so they can drop it in there and be like, ping them and say, hey, there's the thing in your mailbox. So
Nice. That's actually huge for a community. I mean, it's one thing to have one with your friends and stuff, but for a whole community, how cool is that?
yeah. We're also going to set it up where orgs can have them as well. So, if they really want an org Dropbox kind of thing. Take the tram one more time.
I'm going to take the stairs. I need the exercise. I'm going to surf it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you have a laser that runs through this thing.
So that's for the those force fields to turn off. We've had some weird finicky stuff with force field or presence detectors and lasers recently. They work 50% of the time, so that's always good. There's something about this last stop that this script you kind of need more points in between. So this one is the only one that it kind of can freak out sometimes because it's such a long distance. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah, there you go.
It's not going to be one of those things where everything explodes and kills me, right?
No, shouldn't kill you. Oh, I should have taken you by the clinic and you could have activated the respawn mode.
Oh, I didn't even think
Just
about
in
that.
case. I can take you by there after we're done here. That's a fun building as well.
Really don't have any intention of dying, but just in case. Oh, okay, we stopped by this place. These guys, is this your guys?
This is the sweet space. So
Their factory is insane. I
Oh, yeah.
love their setup.
so this is where all the IKEA stuff is produced. So
And I love the lamps up there that they made. How cool is that?
if you guys want to check that out, I'll build a ramp so you can get up here. When you get back.
Yeah, give me 1 second, because these guys built a, was it a Hurricane from EVE Online sitting up here? That's a cool ship. That one over there. But that looks like an actual EVE Online Hurricane. Zorn, am I right on that?
Yep. Probably. I don't know.
That is cool. I love the way that they did that Voxel's logo.
So when you get back, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a hack here. So
I love their delivery truck. Is just it cracks me up, man. That is so cool.
oh yeah, he actually delivers the stuff to the IKEA with that. It's hilarious.
Oh, look at this over here, Fallout.
What's up?
over here.
The
Gas
dispenser?
pump. Yeah.
Oh, that's a gas pump?
Look at it. Tell me
That's
that's not a
pretty
gas pump.
I'm not sure what it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
but I don't have access, so I couldn't really tell you, but that looks,
Oh,
it's
they
still
left
cool.
the door open.
Yeah, so Marzon there actually, he's chilling there, is actually the one of the main guys in
Look
the
at this
org,
factory. I mean, that is, their factory is nuts. We went in here last time and just, poked around a little bit.
Yeah, I
That
got
is-
lost in it earlier.
Oh, you got locked in it?
Yeah, earlier when I was first here.
Oh, shit.
Well, if you get locked in, Marzon's here. He'll help you out.
How do I wave at him? That was my... Oh, it's like... Emotes are back.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Yeah, these guys... That factory in there was insane. I love how they have that color-coded board of theirs, too.
I think both of their factories are really cool. I like this one over here as well. But they're also planning to sell buildings and ships and stuff as well. So hopefully, basically, we'll have a lot of cool things to buy.
Yeah,
got in
you
here?
should check this out. Hold up. They have
Whoa.
the containers labeled with voxels.
That's insane.
It's very organized factories.
Little bit, man. These guys are meticulous.
Oh yeah.
My factory's like a big old jumbled mess. Theirs has got like, racks and labels on everything and color coded. I'm like, shit, where's my other box? Yeah, I think one of the things I would do to get around this city is a hoverboard.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. But that's the idea again, is like these guys have all these big ships, but they never fly them around the city, right? So they just park them over here and then they'll use the tram and then also their smaller ships. This is one of their towers they built, which they also sell this building on DU Creators. So
Would they sell the building on DU Creators?
yeah, the blueprint. So I mean, they'll probably sell you the voxels if you ask.
Dude, how cool is that? Do you see the smoking tower up there, Zorn? The smokestack?
Yeah, they stuck something broken down in there.
Right. That is freaking hilarious. I love it. Yeah, my compliments to these guys. They are hilarious. But that's very organized in a clean ass factory. Oop, fall through the floor there.
Oh no, the police are here.
What happened?
The police are here.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the
Are we
sheriff's badge and
trespassing?
the lights. Just because I took the tram off of the track.
Cops are here. We screwed up.
Violation.
Fiberjunkies are in the house. We gotta have a ID and everything ready to go.
But yeah, these guys are about the same size as us, so again, there's a lot of people jumping in and out of the city doing stuff all the time. So, I donated this Viking statue to them because they're all Swedes. So they're happy about that.
That's awesome. Did you use the Voxel library to make all those crazy shapes on there?
No, I made that from basic shapes.
So, if you are an artist, this game will probably be for you.
Yeah.
If you like just
I
making
plan to
crazy
make much
artwork
bigger
and
ones
stuff.
with much more detail.
Nice big scan ship. So what else should we know about the city here for anybody who might be interested in talking about coming out here?
I mean, if you just talk to me or the guy who was just there in the police car, Spiridon, we're kind of the main two guys who started TTC, and then we have 4 or 5 legates, but we're definitely the kind of the diplomats and type of people. So yeah.
And you guys were talking about if Atmo Warfare starts up and it starts getting kind of crazy, You guys are talking about city defense for this place.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that building that you see over there, the tower the Swedes have, that's one of their defensive towers. So each group that's here is planning on their own defenses, but we're also doing basically rings of tower defenses that are going to be throughout the city. And I mean, obviously, we don't know the details of how it's going to work yet, so we can't plan too far ahead.
I mean, have you heard that if they're going to do ground defense, like if they're going to have turrets and things like that?
I suspect it's probably going to be the same guns. They'll just work different when they're in Atwell, you know?
Sounds
like the
right.
ranges will change and stuff like that. That'd be my guess, because otherwise, like, why make a whole new set of stuff? Just make parameters change on the same stuff. So I'm gonna have to do a hack here to get you back. If you jump on there, I'll pull it up here with maneuver.
Yeah, you got it.
Because we haven't built the tram stop yet. There we go. Still work in progress.
So, Zorn and I gave our opinion on this one. If you've played other games in the past, if there are other players out there that are playing different games, what would you compare it to of games that people might like, aspects of certain games that people might like?
The reason I jumped into it is because I played Star Wars Galaxies back in the day, and I loved it because I built a city in that game. And, just setting up this whole municipality and bringing players together and making facilities and stuff like that was so interesting to me. And that's like, I haven't seen that in the game since I've played this game. So that's why this game excites me more than a lot of games I've seen. So that, I mean, this is my jam, building cities. So yeah.
So it's pretty safe to say if you like building cities, this game might be for you.
Or building anything. Building a community.
There's definitely a social interaction.
Actually, this is yeah, totally. I mean, that's. Oh, I didn't show you that building over there. That's another org building. That's their entire headquarters over there.
Hey, where's that respawn node? Just in case I get stuck, because I just fell through.
Okay, this way. This way. So these up here, this is the top of that commerce district. The stores below. These will be ship shops, basically. So there's ship showrooms over here. So we're gonna be filling these out pretty soon, so you can come by and buy either small entire ships or blueprints for small bigger ships.
That's actually one of the things I love doing is shipbuilding. I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better.
So if you follow me over here, yeah, we plan to build a barcade where it has all the arcade Lua games that exist. Just bringing all that together so people have stuff to do. Probably a casino if we can make it work.
So, for the newer people, if you die in this game, you will respawn on one of these nodes. You'll lose everything in your backpack, but you'll come back at wherever you have one of these activated, being the closest one. So and you can also, if you get stuck, you can kill yourself and respawn there. So now that I got that, and I feel so much better, I got a warm present. All right, now that we got that out of the way.
Yep. There's one more fun little thing we can do. Because this is built on a lake, and the first thing that people do usually is they fall in the lake. So if you jump down here, just jump all the way down in the water.
Holy crap.
So anytime you fall in the water, you have to run. This is our... you fell in the lake. We call it the dumb waiter. Because it just happens so often. It's actually, we built it for us, but I mean, it's public access. If you're not in VR, I think, yeah, you should be able to hit that piloting the remote control and use it.
Oh, so you just actually...
Yeah, just hit that and you're good.
So if you're, oh wow, so just, oh, we gotta talk, Zorn. This is too cool.
Yeah.
This is what we were trying to figure out on our landing
So then you
pad.
just jump out and you're good.
That is cool as hell. I like that.
And it should release the control after 10 seconds or so.
And you guys had an, if I remember right, you have the same type of elevator in the library as well.
That one's a much more complicated setup. This one's just kind of turning on hovers and popping you up out, and you know, it since the water kind of makes hovers take you up in the air, it just kind of works.
Ooh.
So, like, it tries to put you at the top of the water, right? So
That makes sense.
it's kind of a hack. So
No, that's a great hack, though. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, if you go up through here, this is our actual org building. I mean, there's some stuff to see, and I mean, we have our control room and stuff. Has our ore values and stuff. You can see all. Then you go up more.
Look at how
If you go up 3
decorative
more
they made this
times.
place.
You'll get to a staircase, basically.
Are you still up one more? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. So this is set up for when player markets come in. So this is where our player, I mean, you know, depending on how it works, but the intention for this is going to be, this is where our player market will be.
Dude, I love this
this is where
compass
other
you
tram-
have. That is too cool.
So you can ride this tram all the way to the corner where you turn to go to Grimm's library. So it's not done yet, and you know, we're still working on it, but it works exactly the same as the other. It's just on an elevated track, and we can ride it if you guys want to. I mean, it's up to you. But
Well, see, I just think it's funny because it's like, what is there to do in this game? Well, I mean, you guys have this massive city that is just artwork and creativity, and you're still tinkering. It's a constant thing that you like to do. If you like to build, you're going to be constantly tinkering, and it's really,
Yeah.
really cool.
yeah, I mean, there's always something to do, right? It's like,
And then
I
it's
don't
all
know.
going to get, reworked when NQ comes in and puts a wrecking ball and stuff.
well, I mean, eventually we're gonna have a lot of, you know, missions and stuff to do as well. Like, you know, that's our goal, is to have stuff to do here, like for people to make money. It's outside of the, you know, mining and all that.
And that'll be fun when that happens.
But yeah, technically this one can go down, and when we set up a stop down there, it can turn and go down the other road as well. So if we want it to, it can go all the way to Grimm's base. So
Yeah, I'm going to head over there next, but I'll end up taking my shuttle over there.
cool.
Any questions
Well, I mean,
from the
that's,
viewers, or anything you want to see, or any directions you want to, take a look here? Because this is really something. And when I hear people say, "All there is to do is mine," I have to laugh at that because I'm like, let's get in the shuttle. Let's go for a ride and take a look at this.
Yeah, they haven't seen Zorn be left unoccupied or unmonitored for a few hours.
If you leave Zorn alone too long, I mean, the base is going to span 8 tiles. So,
Yeah. He once told me he wanted monorail going to market, and I'm like, that's an awful lot of claim units, but okay.
yeah, I was thinking I want monorail, and he says, "Oh, these guys over here have a monorail." I'm like, "Yeah, I want one." Next, I want a space station, though.
Well, we bought the script for this from a guy named Starzet, who's building a base on Alioth. I want to go to his place. It's a VR station. It's called like MEGS, like Meg's Voxel library. His work's a little different because it's a different tram and stuff. But yeah, he'll sell it to you. But we're tweaking it for our own purposes, of course. You know, so.
Well, that is too cool. Anything else that'd be cool to see, or tell the viewers, or?
Yeah, I mean, this thing is like changing every day. So I mean, if you just come out and check it out. You know,
Yeah, and these guys are open to you stopping by, right? I mean, you guys are cool
Oh, yeah.
visitors coming in and just poking around. Whether it's you land a ship, preferably be respectful of the parking, but or you VR out here and come talk to the guys. I mean, I just met Decoy here and just it struck up a conversation. They're all really cool dudes, happy to talk with you and show you around the city. Because I mean, let's face it, it's a work of art.
It's getting there.
It's a lot of effort. When you put in the work on something like this, they're happy to show you what you got. So, dude, I appreciate the tour again, man. This is really cool. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna run back up to my shuttle here along the rail here. Just don't run me over. And you're welcome to stay with us and hang out and chat a little bit. But I'm gonna run up to the library here and just do a quick run around there and show them what's up in there. I think. Everybody talks about the Hedronic Voxel library as to, where do I get this? Go to Hedronic.
Oh, yeah.
You VR over there or fly over here, and that's, I don't know, it's an amazing piece. And plus some of the artwork outside, just some of the stuff that people did in the statues and stuff. It's really cool. So
And there's some really nice blueprints you can pick up for starter bases and a few small ships available outside the library as well.
So the question is, dude, where's my car?
Head west, young man. Head west.
So if you missed any of this tour, we are going to post this up on YouTube in a little while. Just be sure to follow us on YouTube under Fiberjunkies. I'm looking for pink. Where's my pink landing platform?
Right there.
I can
West,
show you.
that way.
That way.
This way. I'll take it.
Opposite IKEA. Opposite
Just
IKEA.
jump off here.
Here you go.
I'm following Decoy. I would follow him if I didn't turn off everything and lose him. Oh, there he is.
I mean, it's not like there's not a map function where you can just be like, "Where's my car?"
I could do that, but that would be too damn easy, Zorn. Up and there we are, dude. Thanks again for the tour. That is, and we're gonna be talking because I actually do want to talk to you about a space out here because I got some things I'd love to, put in a showroom.
Yeah, that's our next push is just getting in showrooms, getting in like more shops and stuff. So yeah, you don't have to live here to do that stuff. So.
Well, I think one of the major appeals too, I'm going to be honest with you, is I'd love to meet more people in this game, and I think we all would. It's kind of a cool community. I've seen the Discord. You guys have your own Discord going, and if you guys are interested, scan the QR code. Just rewind the video.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, the Discord is Teoma Trading. So.
Yeah, I'll put a link to that in the video as well in the notes.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll fly over here. I'm gonna head over to the library here, providing I don't crash and hit something.
But yeah, I can always pull Grim in here too. He's maybe around. He'd love to probably talk to you guys as well.
If he wants to jump in, by all means. Tell him I'm gonna head over to his library, which I'm surprised that he hasn't given tours of it.
At the library, sitting on the pad.
Oh yeah, he's almost always there. But yeah, I mean, I can get him in contact with you. So, and he's on our Discord, so if you want to add him from there.
Zorn, you want to give him a link while I fly over there?
I will send him a blind invitation.
Ninja invite.
I'll try to prime him.
And he'll be like, "Who the hell is this, and why do I care?"
All right.
Let's see.
I was kind of assuming Decoy was gonna let him know we were.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, if he's interested. If not, I'll just make a run through.
If he's there, he will want to jump. But it looks like he may be AFK. He's in the AFK channel on our Discord, so maybe
Gotcha.
Not. Anyway, if he comes in, I'll send him your way.
Rock on.
All right, cool guys.
Hey, thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
That was fun.
That is fun, man. We're definitely feel free to drop by anytime. We'd love to chat with you again.
Cool. Yeah, visit anytime.
And we'll definitely drop by your Discord and talk a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure. Come hang out.
Rock
All
on.
right, man.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Okay, so this here is what's called the Hedronic Voxel library. I'll link it in the notes as well. that was really cool, man. Decoy's a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
To take out time out of his game time to give us a tour, I really appreciate that. Now, we were talking earlier about, the Voxel library on our base. This is where we got... Did we get some of it from these guys?
Well, the Voxel library that we started with is a condensed version of the most popular ones from this one that we got from the, the block people that are over across the pond from us. I forget the name of their organization.
Now, before I go in there, I want to just point out some of this art that they have out front. I mean, you have like the bowl of fire over here and the flashing lights with it. Where's that one with the crazy teeth? It's like the little Pac-Man looking sculpture. I mean, these guys are making eyeballs with eyelashes coming off of them. I mean, this game can be an artist's dream. If you like doing, especially if you're a Minecrafter. Oh, here's the one with the teeth. I thought this one was hilarious. More eyeballs, and then little bat plane looking. I don't know. I'm guessing it would be a bat plane looking thing. You got all these little other spider looking sculptures and stuff over here. It's fun to see these guys showing off the work that they do, because some of this stuff is really, really creative. Okay. First of all, the building itself, I love this building. It is too cool. And he was saying that Grimm built this thing several different times. That, what would piss me off is if they did a server wipe after I had built something this big and amazing. So all these right here, they do have these blueprints over here. You can't VR in anymore. But to get a batch, I mean, the blueprint right here for this particular set is, they're not charging for it. Now, do not VR in and try and take these blueprints. They fixed that as of that one patch where you cannot do that. So they have blueprints sitting out for a lot of these.
Yep. Find a warp shuttle, but.
Yeah, you got a warp shuttle over here. And we'll talk about Toby's warp shuttle in another video where I would love to review that thing, because that is one of the most amazing ships. So you have letter sets that you can copy these and make voxels, into your ships or buildings, and that's how. Yeah, just copy paste it in. There is a tutorial on how to use the voxel stuff in the markets. Granted, the tutorials are a little buggy right now. But they work. I mean, it'll give you a basic understanding on how to do this stuff. Different shapes and stuff that you can copy in, and I think there was a reactor back there too. I'll go take a look and see if that's there. But I mean, this is just a mad amount of stuff. This is a very popular library too. Sorry, I just ran into that. I'm assuming this is a reactor.
Because it's a collection of different libraries all combined together in one spot where you can get additional blueprints and get it all in one go.
And arranged in a way that's just really kind of fun to come visit. Oh, and then they got this reactor over here. This is the same. This is the one that we have in ours that you set up, right?
They do have it. It is on one of these other ones. Because we actually have two of the reactors. We have the one from... Oh, here it is over here. Because we have the in our D1, and then we also have this one that's over here, which is a programmable mapping one.
Where'd you go?
I am to the south. The library is very big.
Yeah, it's quite sizable. So, I mean, you could spend, like we did, and these are all shapes and patterns that you can copy and paste into your structures and constructs. You can spend an evening in here like we did. I mean, we started in here visiting the library and ended up over in Freeport and just, talking with those guys. I mean, that is too cool. This is a reactor and voxel library. Sorry, a little too much tea there. What was I going to say about that? There is like I said, a long video on how to. There's a couple different videos on how to use these reactors, and you can make some crazy shapes with those reactors. I am not one that knows how to do it. Have you experimented with making those yet?
I tried. It's a little bit of a catch to it. I am not the best.
Yeah, if you get into the voxel work where you like making different shapes and you want to get really artistic with the voxels, this game could be for you, because I mean there's not only are the basics fun to work with, but a lot of the players are putting in a lot of time on this, and they're just having a great time making some of this stuff. Where was that one area that he had in here where they had
You
like
got to go to the little elevator on the corner, and then you got to go up
There
a
it
couple
is.
times.
Yeah, it was you have to go up twice, and then they have a couple of different ship holes up here that you can start off with and copy these voxels in.
There you go. You found it.
Yep, I'm here. This could actually be fun for one of my buses that I want to use. Well, he shaped that one pretty well. Or she. I'm not sure who created these. Sorry.
You mean you don't want to make the Naboo fighter?
I'm getting there. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm just kind of showing these on the screens. I've had a little too much caffeine, so my camera works a little jerky, but I'm working on it. Yeah, here's a little Naboo fighter that they made. It'd be fun to just throw some small engines in that one and go cruising. That's kind of a cool shape, too.
There's an upper
Oh.
level, if I remember correctly.
Now I'm starting to get an idea of how to make that Astero work. Some of these different shapes that you can get in the libraries. That is something I'm having a really tricky time using, are the voxel libraries. I will get better at that. But right now I'm having a great time using the basic shapes. But I think you're starting to get really pretty decent with those, with the different shapes in the voxel libraries.
Yes, we have guardrails.
Zorn went crazy with the railings today, so our base now has new railings.
Yes, it is now handicap compliant. No more falling to your doom.
I saw there wasn't there. Oop. There we go. Well, I sort of stumbled on it. There's a couple more different shapes in here.
Yeah. And there wasn't very many on the upper floors, but there was a few.
Yeah, it's fun to poke around though. And here's the elevators I was talking about earlier that he had, and he was saying they were slightly more complex. They are really nice though. I mean, this place is amazing. I wonder how long it takes him to build these. Because that is just really something. And the colors too. Now I think this is as high as we can go, as this level here, because I think you have to take the other levels or the other elevators to get there, and we don't have
It's
access to
actually kind
those.
of cool. The yellow aluminum panel looks like it's gold, but it's supposed to be yellow.
Is it yellow aluminum?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're actually going to put, the gold that you mine or buy, because gold's expensive. I don't think you're going to
I don't
be using
know,
it in
there
a
are
building.
people that are crazy like that. There's got to be a
You never know. Honestly.
person or organization that's like that.
Okay. So I am going to now head back towards Alioth here, and I'm going to be getting close to break time here in just a minute.
All right, I will race you there.
You're in VR, so you're gonna win. I'm glad I'm not placing bets on that.
You're a slowpoke. Why aren't you here yet?
So yes, all there is to do in this game is mine. Am I missing anything here? I wonder if you can copy that wall panel there. If that's part of the... No, you need a blueprint for that. Okay, so I actually want to see something really fast. And then I'm going to jump in the shuttle and I'm going to head home. And I'll give you an idea of what it's like to try and come back into Alioth, the planet that is notoriously trying to kill you at every second of the day. Woo. So, one thing about this planet, it is at 0.5 gravity. Alioth is 1.0. So, I mean, I can hit bumps and fly, and I can jump really high in this game. Is that my shuttle? I think that's mine. Yep. Yeah. This shuttle is done by Toby One Kenobi, and it is very, very popular, and not by surprise, because it is one of the most useful ships you will find around.
Yeah. Number one most upvoted ship on the creator site.
Indeed.
Unless the Horizon has finally overtaken it, one of the two.
We're going to have to do a review on that Horizon, too, because that Horizon is an amazing ship. And I want to actually do like I said, I want to do a quick run-through of Captain's showroom, because he redid that showroom, and it is really, really something. Okay, so I'm going to set destination for Alioth and my warp point. And I don't think I'm out of gas. Although, 62% is a little scarier than what I want to be. We got to go that way. So I'm trying to think of, I mean, besides touring around and seeing different things that people build, and that's, you can spend hours, if not, days and months doing that in this game. Just seeing what other people make, just running around this virtual landscape. It is slower than most games. You're not going to be constant, shooting it up with people, and you never know, that could change. But one of the appeals to this game is the fact that you can sit there all night and just build away and tinker, and then take a finished product and go, I want to change this on it. I mean, it's a building game, and it's a civilization game and a social game. So, I mean, it's really limited by your imagination. If you just want to run around and shoot people all day long, there's always Fortnite. This game might not be for you, and that's fine. But to sit there in this game like I've seen some people do in the Discord and complain about the stuff that's going on here and what's happening, it's keep an open mind. This game is in beta. It means it's in development, and they're going to be adding some stuff. They may take things a different direction, and whether or not we like it is up to you. So, but to say that all there is to do is mine is ridiculous, because there is a lot of different things you can do. And according to my map here, there are a lot of different planets, and each of these planets has moons that you can go visit. The moons are kind of fun to just go bounce around on, although there's not a whole lot to mine there. It says that there's certain minerals on it, but it's either been mined out or there wasn't a whole lot to begin with. So to get from one planet to another, I'm leaving Teoma. I'm going to head back to Alioth, but I have to get out of range of that planet right there. Now, once I hit 500 kilometers away from that planet, I am in the PvP zone, and people can shoot at me. With any luck, I will be long gone. See, now I'm far enough away that I can hit warp. But I have no contacts on radar. But I should actually warp here pretty quick, because as you can see, now this is a custom HUD that I have for this ship too. Most ships don't start off like this one, but there's a Lua script that you can plug in. But over here, which is hidden behind this, you can see my space fuel. I'm getting kind of low, so I am just gonna kill my thrusters, and I'm gonna go back to work.
Warp sequence initiated.
There is a 50 kilometer safe zone around each planet. So I'm in the PvP zone, warping past everybody. Now, people do slow boat through this PvP zone, and I'm guessing it's either because they have a death wish, or they just don't want to pay for the warp cells, or their ship is just too big and takes up too many warp cells. And that's fine. Put a lot of guns on your ship and hope for the best.
partner friendly.
And bring friends. Makes it more fun. Bring I've seen a ship, and Zorn saw a ship the other night too. It looked like a carrier ready for people to, you know,
Warp
have
sequence
fighters
completed.
come off this thing. That would be amusing to see that happen. Okay, so when I go to my beach house, let's go to the constructs. Now, a little bit of how-to is I'll tell you, coming in for a landing on this place. Just so happens that our base is on the other side of this planet. Okay, so re-entry, you want to be going about 1,000 kilometers an hour. I am therefore going 2,000. And I made it. Look at that. I have been playing about 3 months now, and I look like this is my first day, so that's what happens when you haven't been streaming for a couple months and decide to jump on and try and multitask. I don't know. I think I'm going on maybe about 4 months of this.
Yeah, something like that.
We're getting up there in age. Well, yeah, it's still beta though. I mean, did you start in alpha or in beta? Like when they first started coming out with these new patches, like a few months ago. That was only like a month ago that they came out with, what did they call it, 0.23? Yeah, early beta. Yeah, we started when before all the 0.23 stuff came out, and oh no, they had the alpha stuff. There was the early alpha. Our buddy Cody was in on that one. He got in like on a founders pack, and when he basically at that time they did a full wipe of the server. People were building stuff, and they did a couple of different wipes. My eyes are crossing. So that whole area right there is our corp stuff. We are still building up, having a good time. We're looking for new members, but we are going to start up a smaller, or a new corp. Subsidiary corp, is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah.
Right now the Crazy Miners thing is just something we had from EVE Online, but we're going to be starting up Meth Gophers here pretty quick because we leave crazy tunnels. Stay tuned for that one. Whee! Yes, it is time for Fallout to log out here pretty soon.
You bounced.
Yeah, I kind of ate it on that one. There's my hoverboard down below us. That was a great video on how to make those. They were much more useful when anti-grav was more of a thing and they didn't screw up the docking. Okay, we are home. So yeah, I mean, this game's definitely a builder's dream, like I keep saying. Trying to think of what else I can show you guys. I know I didn't get much into the mining thing, and to be quite honest, I mean, mining, you dig a hole in the ground, you find a giant node, and you point a circle at it and grab it. And you get resources, and you spend a little bit of time chasing those down, and I'll do another mining video later on, but right now it's just, you kind of get the idea of what mining can lead to. You get resources, you get materials, and you make stuff. Mining is not the only thing to do in this damn game. Oh, I see we have a new railing on top of the factory now, too. And here's what I was talking about earlier, something that we did with our corp that's kind of a fun thing. We bought these, since we were smacking into the planet so much, or Alioth was shooting spikes at us, we ended up getting these, somebody had a design for these Viper rescue ships, or Viper ships. And we ended up loading these things up, and we gotta turn on the lights in these because this is really funny. We made a couple little modifications to it.
You gotta jump in the chair for those.
Oh, they turn on when you jump in the chair?
Jump in the chair and there's a button to your left.
Yeah. So when you hit the button, we have flashing lights for ambulances. So we respawn at the base, grab one of these, and these are filled with cores, since now you have to replace the core. We have cores in them, we have scrap, and we fly out and go and fix up our ships and bring them back home and get them back up and running again. So we have 2 of these, for the corp members that, crash and want to grab into one, and then we have a long range one in case you crash on one of the outer planets. So we have another warp shuttle in here where this one, it has warp cells in it ready to go. If, like, let's say if you crash on Felly and you need to get back out there as fast as possible and replace your core before somebody finds your ship and takes it, because when you're outside the safe zone, they can grab your stuff and own it once they put a core in it. So we now have a warp shuttle in here with some scrap, extra warp cells, and a small and medium dynamic core, depending on what ship you're flying. So it's kind of a cool thought in case you're looking for, a rescue type of thing, because I guarantee you will crash. It's just a matter of time. Alioth is trying to kill you. I think, unless there's any other questions on this one, I'm going to be wrapping it up here pretty quick. I would love to answer any questions you have. Feel free, like I said, give us a follow, join our Discord community. There's a link to it in the Twitch. We'd love to have you. And feel free to join us again sometime. But Zoran, anything you want to add on this one as to what there is to do in this game? Because, obviously the first one is built.
It's one of the few games where when you play it, it's a little daunting when you first start, because there's no training wheels to it per se, in that it's not trying to point you down a certain line. It is a true sandbox where you arrive at the sandbox. They'll give you the few basic steps you need to learn how to function in the game, and then pretty much go forth and play in the sandbox.
Yep, and I'm not gonna lie, there are negatives to this. They're still working on it. The server does have some stability issues, not as bad as some games I've seen. There is a combination in there of like some No Man's Sky stuff, but the thing about this versus No Man's Sky is when you take away the dirt, it does not come back. Which, you can build underground, which is very, very nice. Which, by the way, we should
show them the Batcave.
Let's go down to the Batcave, because this is still in development. We've been spending months on this base, not because it's a lot of work, but because we're having fun doing it.
We also change it up every other day because I get left alone.
Yeah, when you let Zorn out, if you don't put Zorn back in his box, he is going to rearrange the base or build on new parts, as you can see. And down here we have the Batcave, which is gonna, holy shit, you made more. And basically we just tunneled all of this out. And if you go, that building before was my house. Oh, now we have a door to my house. So if you follow this tunnel all the way down, it comes out at my house.
That's the Friendship Tunnel.
Yep. But I'm not sure. We're gonna be making some fun modifications to this, but it's just because it's kind of fun to build it all, and it's relaxing in a lot of different ways, and especially when you don't have some tampon dive bombing you every 15 minutes while you're trying to do something creative. So that is it for tonight. What is there to do in this game? Whatever you want to put your mind to and have some fun with it. Feel free to drop us any questions. We're going to put this video up on YouTube. I'll put his links to as many stuff as I can in there. Feel free to drop stuff in the comments section of stuff you'd like to see us do as well. But we had a great time. I want to thank DecoyGoatBomb again for showing us around Freeport City. that was a lot of fun. They did a lot of work on that one, and I just want to thank him again for his time on that one. I know he's really proud of that, and he has every right to be. Guys, you have a great night, and we will see you on the next screen. Or, I'm sorry, on the next stream. Fallout's got to go to bed. Night all.